Gyms are closed. Home workout mobility routine. Aloha everyone, this is Dan Kayser again with another quarantine video. This one is about our joints, about mobility. You know how a lot of times when we stress out, you get tension in your neck and your shoulders. Some people place their tension in their hips and their back starts to hurt, right? So this mobility routine is actually designed to release the stress from your joints that is caused by emotional, mental, and sometimes physical anguish that some of us might be going through at the moment. So without any further ado, I thought I'd share with you exactly, this is actually kind of like my morning routine. This is what I do to lubricate my joints in the mornings. This is what I do before every workout, but as a standalone, this is a great workout to once again release the stress off of your joints. And we'll just start from the wrists and go through the entire body. How's that? Now, if you guys are ready, all you gotta do is make some fists and do circles with your wrists. We'll do about 10 in every direction, right? In each direction. Clockwise and counterclockwise. Really make sure to enhance the range of motion. Don't just move your knuckles around, but really move your wrists, right? Second one is we're gonna interlace our fingers and just do circles like that. They're like figure eights almost, if anything. We'll go in one direction and then in the opposite direction. You'll notice that one way is a lot more fun than the other. Okay, now let's move on to our elbows. For this, I want you to stretch your arms out like this. And then notice with slow motion, I'm gonna bring my hands in together, right? Like flexing the elbow as much as I can, and then extending my arm, right? So in fast motion and live speed, it looks like this. Relaxing everything. I want you to engage your core by drawing your navel in, right? I want you to engage your lats, these muscles, to prevent the shoulders from coming up. Relax your arms and move as fast as you feel comfortable, right? And opposite direction. Okay, that's elbows. Now for the shoulders, let's do front circles first. Now, if you notice you're moving around like me, that means your core is not engaged. Look, once I draw my navel in, engage my glutes, all of a sudden I'm stronger and I can stand in one spot without much motion. That's what I'd like you guys to do as well. So now on the right arm. And also notice how I'm turning my body a little bit. Otherwise it looks funny. But if I turn, I can keep my arm completely straight. And back in a different direction, keeping your core engaged. Otherwise it looks like this, right? I want you to stay strong for this one. Now for the next shoulder move, I'm just gonna do these scissors right here. Relaxing your shoulders again. You don't want your shoulders up at the ears. You want them down towards the hip as much as you can, right? So we'll go parallel to the ground. Then let's go one arm in. My left arm is coming in. Whatever hand is aiming at the top comes in. And we're gonna switch. Now the right arm comes in, comes up, just like so. Next, let's place our hands on our shoulders, just like this. And I want you to make big circles with your elbows. Here we go. 2, again, engaging your core, drawing your navel in. Big circles with the elbows. Notice they're almost touching, and then they're separating as far as I can on the outside. And backwards. Good. Open your chest, opening up your shoulders, opening up your heart. Here we go. Next, let's focus on the neck, okay? For the first thing, I just want you to turn your head as far to the right as you can. And then take a deep breath in, look even further to the right, exhale, and turn even more. And one more time. Good. Back to neutral now. Let's go in the opposite direction. Take a deep breath in, look to the left. Exhale, and again, take a deep breath in. And look even further to the left. And one more time. Good. Back to neutral. And once again, just move back and forth, left to right. Very nicely done. Okay, now let's go up and down. For this one, a lot of people have like this front head posture, right, when their head is already forward. So I don't really like going too far down. What I recommend is just pinching, like tucking your chin a little bit, pinching here, and then opening up, going up, down and up. A lot of times your neck can get stuck over here. This is an old Russian wrestling trick. It might look funny, but if you can open up your jaw really fast, on and off, you'll see me do it in a minute, it can really enhance the flexibility or mobility of your neck. So watch. And back down. So I bring my head up and back down. So as I'm moving my mouth open and close, right, I'm reaching further back. It's called translating the neck all the way up. So once I get stuck, it goes further. So that's the second one. Now, for the third move, we're gonna go ear to shoulder, but I don't want you to compress your neck by just, you know, bringing the ear right down to the shoulder. Instead, imagine you have like helium in your head, like there's a helium balloon. So I want you to reach up, make your head light, reach up, and then come down, and you'll feel a nice stretch coming down, and there's no compression of the neck, and the opposite direction. So reach up and then ear to the shoulder. Good. Up and down. Up, down. Good. And one more time. Okay. Now, I know that a lot of people in the industry like to do shoulder or like neck circles like this. I feel that it grinds in your spine a little bit. I know occasionally you'll hear popping and grinding sounds inside your neck, which does not seem like a good idea. So instead, I offer this kind of neck circle. Look, you go all the way in a circular manner. Kind of looks like an alien actually, but at no point is your neck actually crunching, right? It's like if this is your neck, it's just doing this. There's no right inside of it. You guys can tell, I'm sure, if you do this. And the way you start, first of all, I suggest looking in the mirror. It's gonna look funny. But you start by just doing kind of left to right motions, and then you can go back, forward, and eventually just smooth it out in both directions. Practice in the mirror. That's your homework. It'll be fun, but honestly, don't be surprised if you can't get it right away. Okay, so now we've focused on wrists, elbows, shoulders, neck. Let's work on the spine. For this, I offer big hip circles, right? Let's move around. And so you're gonna start by making as big of a circle as you can. And the more you do these, I want you to enhance the circumference of these circles. Also notice my head doesn't move much. I wanna borrow all this movement from the hips and spine. Good, and let's go in the opposite direction. Start out smaller, and then enhance your circles bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You can get on your toes, on your heels to really intensify this move. Okay, now let's do an upper body rotation. For this, the legs are straight, they're not moving. I'm just gonna move the upper body. I'm drawing my navel in here to engage my core. I'm gonna move and make upper body circles. The legs are completely stationary. It's an old boxing drill, by the way. Is that look familiar? Right? And then opposite direction, this is how they weave and dodge punches, right? But it's a great, great, great spine opener if it's done properly. And the way you do it properly is engaging your core. Good. And then we'll do hula, or in Hawaiian they call this umi. So really small hip circles, nothing but the hips are moving. Right? And the smoother you can do this, the faster, the looser the hips become, the more mobile they'll become, right? For those of you that have never seen this before, just getting started, watch, it's kind of easy. I use my left hand, I push the hips to the right, and then I use both hands, push my hips back. Now the right hand pushes them to the left and forward. So you start by making a square. See that? And then little by little, you turn that into the circle. You can use your hands. If you relax your hips, you can just move your hips with your hands, literally. And then eventually you'll learn how to do that without the hands, right? Okay, next, let's focus on, it's like a Kung Fu exercise. It's called rolling the barrel. I'm not sure the exact name, but it looks like this. You're holding a barrel in your hands. Imagine there's like an energy barrel or like a big sphere that you're supposed to move. You're twisting it side to side, just like this, right? Now, at the same time, you're gonna start moving your hips, but in the opposite direction. So if I'm moving the barrel to the right, the hips go to the left, and vice versa. It's like you're wringing out your spine, like it's a towel, a wet towel, and you're wringing it out. Just like so. Very nice. This could be complicated as well, but just keep practicing, you'll get it. Now, I want you to open up your feet way wider than shoulder widths, okay? And so from here, look, without turning your hips at all, just the upper body is gonna turn. You're gonna go towards the left leg. And then when you come to the middle, stop, come straight up. We're gonna do the opposite direction. So you go to the right, and up. And we're gonna do this a few times, just like that. As you get more and more comfortable, you can increase the speed. Okay, and now we'll do the reverse of that. Now you actually get to twist. So my hips don't move at all, watch. My hips are straight, my body comes down, and then the body twists over to the side. Hips are straight, body's kind of twisting. And a couple more. Actually, starting to sweat. I don't know if you can see, but the mobility routine is actually really good warm-up for anything that you do in life. And like I said, for this project alone, it's a great exercise just to release stress from the joints. Now, the next exercise is gonna be a twist. All I want you to do is open up your arms and twist. Once again, draw your navel in so that you're not arching, your back is nice and straight. And you're gonna pivot on your feet. If I'm going to the right, the left foot pivots. And my arms are straight. Now I'm just twisting through a neutral spine. Good. You can again enhance the speed if you want, increase the speed, go faster, slower, it doesn't matter, you're just moving, that's the whole thing. Joints, bodies, humans, we like movement. And so the better you move, the smoother you move, the more you move, the less problems you'll have. Now, let's move on to the knees. For this one, I really like this exercise. I'm not pushing down on my knees, mind you. I'm just holding down, I'm just holding them. You don't want to put any pressure on the joints, right? So I'm just holding them, I'm just gonna move my knees clockwise first. I like to take my time with this one. I do about 20 to 30 reps. Knee circles, right? And let's go in the opposite direction as well. How you guys doing? It's not as easy as it seems. These are all simple moves, but I promise you, if you do these, especially if you do this daily, you'll feel great and you will break up a sweat. So now let's move on to the ankle. That's the last joint left. For this one, it's a little bit of balancing and moving the foot as well. So first, up and down, and then clockwise. And counterclockwise. And let's switch feet. Nice. And again, circle, circle, circle. As big as you can. Good. Now, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite mobility exercises or routines. It's called the Spartan Salutation. I actually made a separate video on that. You guys can find that on your own if you want to. But I'll explain it briefly in this one as well. Spartan Salutation is actually something that the Spartans used to do before their training. And it composes of 3 different segments, right? First one is arms, and then we add the forward fold, and then we add the squat. Every segment only has 5 repetitions involved. So it starts like this. You bring your arms up, notice my shoulders are nice and low, and then back down, and you're pinching the shoulder blades together, right? So it looks like this. From the side view, right? I'll show you the back view as well, might as well. Arms come up, pinching on the way down. Might as well get every view, every angle. And here's number 5, right? So now from 6 to 10, we're gonna do a forward fold. Basically, the arms come up and you come in all the way down. If you can come down to the ground, push against the ground, right? If you can't reach that high, maybe grab your ankles or grab your calves, pull yourself forward, straighten your back, bring your arms back up and push your hips forward to come back up. Arms come down. Let me show you from the side. Arms come up, forward fold, grabbing the legs, and then bringing the arms back up, straight. Okay, that's 2. If you can come down, even better. 3. 4. You can stay here a little bit longer if you want. On the last one, come back up. 5. Now we'll add the squat. So let's get into a squat stance, which is anywhere from hip to shoulder widths apart. And again, we're starting with the arms. We're gonna add the forward fold. And now here, notice, as my head comes up, I'm gonna squat down into a deep squat. My knees are not coming in, right? They're nice and strong, pointing towards their toes. My hands are pointing at the ceiling, and so am I. I'm looking up. When I come up, I lock my glutes, lower my arms down. We'll do that 4 more times. So look, arms up, forward fold, squat. 2. Inhale, exhale. In, out. That one's a little weird. Let's do that again. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, good. And lower your arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and come all the way up. And that's the Spartan salutations. So that's my mobility routine. Honestly, you should feel warmed up. You should feel loosened up. If you gotta do yard work, can you do yard work these days? I think so. If you're by yourself, no one's around you, do some yard work, cut some grass, build a fence, you know, maybe vacuum, do some dishes, you're ready. Whatever you gotta do for today, you're ready. Your joints are nice and smooth, everything's lubricated, feeling good, the heart rate's up, broke a little sweat, hopefully. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel. I decided that this is a time for me to give back. I've been doing this for quite some time, and I want to just put out as much content as I can over here on YouTube. And so if you're interested, please comment below. Let me know what you're interested in seeing. Right now, I want to focus more on enhancing people's immune system, relaxing them in the times of stress, giving them some kind of functional workout at home that's not gonna murder anybody, that's not gonna deplete you of energy, but actually rejuvenate, uplift you, so you can face with this thing that we're, you know, going through at the moment with positivity, love and light, and soon we'll be all back to some kind of world, hopefully peaceful, loving. Anyways, love you all. Aloha. See you soon.